Overcrowded military barracks. You finish training, your body is exhausted. Your uniform is soaked through. You walk back to your barracks and step into a room already filled with people. More than 20 soldiers in one small space. These aren't modern facilities. Many are simple concrete bunkers built quickly and designed for function, not comfort. There's barely any ventilation. So at night, the air doesn't move, the heat stays. The smell stays, sweat, damp fabric, humidity. Now imagine breathing that in every day. At first, it's just uncomfortable. But in the early 2000s, during the SARS outbreak, and later during COVID-19, conditions like this became dangerous. Because when one person gets sick, everyone is exposed. And inside a sealed room like this, there's nowhere to go. Soldiers forced to bring their own food. Food shortages aren't new, but in recent years, the problem became more visible. In May 2021, internal reports revealed that many soldiers were suffering from malnutrition. Protein intake was especially low, so a directive was issued. Every unit must provide at least one bean-based meal per day. Soybeans were chosen because they contain nearly twice the protein of pork and are easier to store. But here's what actually happened. Supply didn't improve fast enough, so the responsibility shifted. Commanders began sending soldiers home, not to rest, but to collect food. When they returned, they were expected to bring beans or supplies. Think about that. Your family is already facing shortages, and now you're asked to take from them. So the order didn't solve the problem, it just moved it. Brainwashed since childhood. This system doesn't begin in the military. It begins much earlier, from childhood. Education is highly centralized. The same messages are repeated across schools. Children are taught loyalty to the state and leadership from a young age. Classrooms are decorated with military imagery. Stories often focus on defending the nation. Songs include lines about sacrifice and devotion. Some youth organizations, like state-run groups, introduce structure and discipline early. By the time children grow up, these ideas feel normal. Not forced, not unusual, just part of life. And that's what makes it effective. Mandatory military service at 17. At around age 17, everything changes. Military service becomes mandatory. For men, service can last up to 10 years. For women, it can range from 5 to 7 years. That's a huge portion of someone's life, and there's no alternative path. But reports have long suggested that those from elite or politically connected families often avoid or reduce their service. Even Kim Jong-un, the current leader, did not serve in the military. So while millions are required to join, not everyone experiences the same reality. Per training and forced labor, North Korea maintains one of the largest militaries in the world. Over 1.3 million active soldiers and millions more in reserve and paramilitary forces. But size doesn't always mean resources. Fuel shortages, limited equipment, and economic constraints affect training. So instead of large-scale exercises, many soldiers repeat theoretical training, memorization, drills without equipment, basic repetition, and outside of training, they work. Agriculture is a major task. Soldiers grow crops to support their own units. They also contribute to national projects, construction, infrastructure, land development. In some cases, they even participate in staged demonstrations, filmed to show strength and unity. But behind it, it's a system trying to sustain itself. Unpaid work even after service. Finishing military service doesn't always mean freedom. Many former soldiers are reassigned to large-scale national projects. For example, projects like the Taichin hydroelectric power station and development efforts in the Sefo Plateau have involved large numbers of military personnel. These projects often require heavy labor, long hours, basic living conditions, and importantly, this work is unpaid. Workers may receive recognition or awards, but financially, there is little change. So even after years of service, the obligation continues. Not crying is illegal. Public displays of emotion are not always spontaneous. In highly controlled environments, they can be expected. During major events, inspections, or funerals, people are expected to show strong emotional reactions. A well-known example is the 2011 funeral of Kim Jong-il, where large crowds, including soldiers, were seen crying intensely. These reactions are viewed as expressions of loyalty, and lack of visible emotion can be interpreted negatively. So over time, people learn how to respond, not just naturally, but correctly. No freedom to leave the country. Travel is heavily restricted for civilians and soldiers alike. Leaving a military base requires permission. Time off is limited. In many cases, soldiers receive only a small number of leave days each year. And international travel, extremely rare. Crossing borders without authorization can lead to severe consequences. So for most people, the outside world remains distant. Something they hear about, but never experience directly. Broken healthcare system. On paper, healthcare is free, but in reality, resources are limited. Hospitals may lack essential medicine. Equipment can be outdated. Supplies are often inconsistent. Some defectors have reported that even basic treatments rely heavily on simple disinfectants like iodine. In more serious cases, patients may not receive advanced care. So people adapt. Some turn to traditional remedies. Others try to treat themselves, because when medical resources are scarce, alternatives become necessary. Female soldiers' harsh reality. Among all these conditions, female soldiers face additional challenges. In 2015, North Korea expanded mandatory service requirements for women. This increased the number of female soldiers significantly. But support systems did not improve at the same pace. During menstruation, proper hygiene products are essential. Yet reports suggest that access to sanitary products is limited. Sometimes only basic substitutes are provided. No additional rest, no reduced workload. Training continues as normal, and if performance drops, punishment can follow. Although official policies allow complaints, in practice, speaking up can be difficult. So many endure these conditions quietly, continuing their duties without the support they need. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for similar ones next.